Hey guys, let's play Runaway, A Twist of Fate, the third game in the Runaway series of graphical point-and-click adventure games. Let's check it out. Came out in 2011. Select a picture. Okay, interesting. Oh, so many pictures to choose from. This guy looks like John Travolta from Pulp Fiction. I guess we'll choose him. No password. I don't even know why you need one.
Hi, Gina Timmons. Who's calling?
I'm calling you from the Happydale Mental Hospital.
What's the matter?
We need you to come in right away. I have the unfortunate duty of informing you that a terrible accident took
Et comedisti dell'inno, et quo praeque eram tibi, ne comederes maledictas verra, in opere tuo in laboribus comedes eam cuntis diebus via tua.
And we will prove that last April 30th on Mile Island, Colonel Kortzmeyer was murdered by Brian Basco in cold blood. The defense will attempt to confuse you with trickery and lies.
Los germinavit
Okay.
tibi, comedes herbas terrae, in sudore vultus tui vesperis pane dona revertae, in terra te quos suntus escuia pulvis.
Okay, so this is a point-and-click adventure. Actually reminds me a bit of Broken Sword now, especially since I'm playing as a girl right now. Does remind me of Broken Sword, but anyways, take a look here.
It came with a really cute purple ribbon, too.
That's good. Ah, the purple ribbon. Steel tombstones. Can I even do that? I don't think I'm allowed to do that. Alright.
If I'm going to start a collection, I think I'll try commemorative spoons. They weigh less and are more decorative.
Right. Better not do that. Okay.
It seems to me like the door was open before. Wow, what a luxurious crypt. It's amazing how some of these dead people live. Huh, what a strange cable. It looks like it's coming in through that dome. Let's take a look. A ladder here? Huh?
Hello, dear.
Hello?
Up here, on the roof.
Do I know you?
Well, of course not, dear. I'm Agatha Saffron von Rubenstein, PhD in parapsychology and poltergeistian phenomena from the University of Virginia, member of the North American Parapsychological Association, and also I'm a medium. Because I like it.
Nice to meet you. I'm Gina Timmons.
It's amazing, my dear, how much pain is in your aura. Come inside. I'll help you stop your suffering. Hurry, I'll be right down.
Well, this is an interesting start.
I don't really like the graphics style in this game. It's like a more modern style. I mean, the first Runaway game had a really unique graphical style, but not this one. This one is like 3D modeled, cell shaded. Not quite as good as the 2D cell shaded from the first game.
It's connected to the cable that comes down from the roof.
Okay, this one, get machine.
Bizarre contraption. I better not touch it, just in case.
Turn off
I
machine.
better not touch.
Okay.
Edward M. Blake. Sounds familiar, but not sure why.
Is that Atlas? Yeah, that's a statue of Atlas here. Carrying the world on his back.
Atlas Under the Weight of the World. Donated. Brian told me that this guy holds up the heavens, or something like that, according to the ancient Greeks, I believe.
Yep. To enter the crypt. Sure, why not?
Agatha?
Hello, dear. Let's start from the very
How long
beginning.
so you've been dead now?
How long is it you've been dead now?
What? No, I'm alive. As far as I know.
Oh, well, isn't that a shame?
Well,
To find out whether the spirits in this cemetery are on my side or not. Reverend McCormick asked me to find out why the poltergeists infesting this graveyard are here.
is something weird going on in this cemetery?
Weird? Not at all. Well, the only strange thing is it seems like a UN summit with such an international set of spirits. Besides that, just the usual. Miscellaneous poltergeists and a hideous past tormenting the primordial energy
Huh.
What's so hideous about the past of this crypt?
A horrific, shameful, and hideous crime. During the Civil War, before this graveyard was here, this used to be a Yankee prison.
Wow, how interesting.
On the night of April 24th, 1864, a
Civil
captain of the
War.
Confederacy, Noah Kilgore, was waiting to be executed. He had come to terms with the lieutenant in charge of watching him was Philemon Kilgore, his own brother.
You have one for the Union, one for the Confederacy.
Two brothers fighting on opposite sides.
Civil War is always fratricidal, dear. Brother against brother. Noah pleaded with his brother to let him go. And though Philemon didn't want to betray his army, his brotherly love won out, and he let his brother escape.
What's so horrific and shameful about that?
Don't jump the gun, dear. As soon as Philemon set him free, Noah whacked his brother over the head and left him unconscious.
Damn.
He exchanged clothes with Philemon and stuck him in the cell.
Oh, that's not nice.
Of course. The brothers bore such a resemblance that nobody noticed the difference, right?
Yes, but Noah didn't want his brother to give up the big secret, so he set fire to his brother's cell. End of story.
Oh, shit.
The end? That awful murderer didn't get punished?
Well, eventually he died, of course. Several years later, after becoming a hero for the Yankees.
A war hero? That's not fair.
Wait, dear. After he burned Philemon alive, a voice tormented Noah in his dreams. It said, "Come to me, brother. As I burn, so shall you."
Huh. Burning desire for you to end this story.
And?
And one day, driven mad by Philemon's voice, Noah returned to this place, and sure as sin, he was burned alive.
Interesting.
Huh? And what was the purpose of telling me this saga?
Noah and Philemon's tormented souls are the most powerful in this graveyard. They make up its primordial energy core, and I need their consent before contacting any other spirits.
Okay.
So what do these poltergeists, which Reverend McCormick is so scared of, do?
Oh, lots of mischief. You know how these spirits can be. They drag chains, howl, lift their skirts when nuns come by, suddenly appear before visitors. They're such rascals.
Why do you say the cemetery seems like the UN?
Because there are spirits from many different countries. China, France, Germany, Spain, and a few from right here. Like you.
Agatha, I am not a ghost. I'm not even dead.
You're not? Well,
Okay, this is getting pretty gross. Tell me about that cable you...
my parabiothermal cable?
Like in the movies, when a ghost is going to appear and everything starts to look cold.
More or less. But in movies, they never quite get these things right. The more subdued spirits, like the ones in this crypt, display their temper using temperatures. If they are displeased by a presence, they emit heat. But if they are happy, they give off cold.
So why did you put it right here?
Because I need to know whether the spirits in the crypt who are in charge around here are happy with my... If they emit cold temperatures, I can make contact with any spirit in this cemetery.
See you.
When...
Okay. Interesting stories. Go to floor. Peek in the basement.
Wow, that is huge. It's hung in the air thanks to a set of sturdy steel cables.
Break the cable.
I'm not even gonna try.
Climb onto Angel.
That won't work.
Jump into the basement.
Yeah, sure. I'll get right on it.
Nah, she won't do that.
Yikes. What a welcoming... Huh? A tunnel. Wait a sec. If I've got this right, then behind that wall is the hole they buried Brian in. Not that that improves things much, but at least now I know I have two options. Either move the slab of stone off the grave and start digging, at the risk that somebody might see me, or break through this wall. Doesn't look easy. But at least I'm not out in the wide open with nosy people walking. That looks pretty hard.
Can I use it?
Impossible. It's a bit rusty.
Can I use it? Knock?
Yes, that's the thing.
Move the painting.
Darn. Someone could have put a hole, tunnel, lever, or something else that might make it easier for me to reach Brian. I have no other choice but to remove one of these blocks. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think it'll be best to choose that one in the middle.
Yeah, the one in the middle.
I wish I could.
Oh, right. Can't move her bare hands.
I bet the ashes... It gives me the creeps, but Brian is behind that wall. So if I...
So take the urn.
Although, it would be worse if they poured out into my pocket. Didn't something like that traumatize a character on 6 Feet Under for years?
Just have an urn in my pocket. Ashes of someone. Statue.
He seems like a real VIP. Lieutenant Philemon J. Kilgore. After Agatha's long-winded explanation with all those plot twists and unexpected deaths, I can't remember if this was the good brother or the bad. Not even if I wanted to reach the angel on the roof. Take that? Impossible.
Climb? Climb up the cable.
Why would I want to climb onto the roof?
I love how they have the all these explanations for these implausible things that you can do. That's funny. It's like you have a bunch of implausible things, and then they still have explanations for like she basically still has remarks for all that. That's pretty funny.
Thanks, but I don't collect autographs.
Okay, look through the book.
No, I'm sick of all the bureaucracy after the red.
All right. Enter the chamber. Nope, that's it. Okay, I can't move it with my bare hands, of course. Tomb.
Derek J. Kilgore and the bizarre-speaking appendage Kilgore.
Open.
That doesn't sound too smart.
Okay, she doesn't want to open the tomb.
Graves, graves, and more graves.
Yeah, cemetery. Pretty creepy place. What can you do here anyways? The service cul-de-sac. What if we go down there?
I've been here before when the hearse brought... Man, it's darker in here than when we came for Brian's pseudo-funeral. I guess Reverend McCormick turned out all the lights when he left. Logically, they're closed. No,
Steel mill.
it's got a pretty sturdy lock, but I bet with a fishing pole and a magnet. Wait, what are you saying, Gina? I'm no thief. Or at least, I don't want to go back to be.
Right. Wait, but what was that? There was another cage or something in there. Let me take a look at that again. Grating. Open grating.
Let's see if it worked.
Nope.
Nope.
Bulletin board.
I can stare at it all I... There's hardly any...
Oh, she can't see anything, okay.
Okie dokie.
Locked.
Guess... Rolls Royce. And they say dying is the worst thing that...
Steal stuff. Open the trunk.
Let's see if it's open. A flat
Nice open.
spare tire. What a driver. Nice calendar he's got here. An old blanket. Oh, and one of those straps they use to lower. I'll just borrow that.
I just stole something from the hearse. Someone didn't lock their car properly, and it's a Rolls Royce out of all cars not to lock. Alright.
I wouldn't be able to keep much in my hands.
Right. You would need to have a bottle or a bucket or something. Silly me. Oh, that's all that's down here, I think.
Brian's text message said not to leave the
Don't leave the cemetery, but go to the entrance.
The little plaque says, that's not a very nice thing to say.
Someday maybe you're home.
I refuse to stick my hands in there. I wouldn't even do it with a rubber glove.
Okay. What else can we do?
No, Brian's message said loud and clear not to leave. Plus, I can't go anywhere.
Brian's text message that he sent you after he died? Isn't Brian dead? So somehow he was sending text messages beyond the grave? Interesting. He was sending text messages to her beyond the grave. Where else can I go? I can go down there. Service cul-de-sac, but he went down there. Crypt, already went there. Where else is there? Where else is there to go? Brian's grave. I think that's where I was at before, at the beginning of the game.
I bought it to look more convincing. I don't want the people who think Brian is dead to start getting...
So he actually isn't dead, right?
Carrying that around would be a chore. But the ribbon alone... It'll be a great souvenir from Brian's phone.
Okay, so he isn't actually dead. He faked his death.
Get out of here, beak face. There's nobody dead coming. Brian, I swear if you come out of this alive, you're gonna have a lot of explaining to do. Brian, you better have a great reason for making me go through all this. In memory of Brian Basco. Wow, good thing I know he's actually alive.
Okay, so he faked his death. That makes more sense, I guess. Okay. The crypt, go behind the crypt. Since I already went into the crypt before, let's go behind. Right, okay. So this is entering the crypt. Atlas, if you saw that. Nope. That's the Esplanade.
It's attached to the machine Agatha has running out. That won't work.
What can I do here? Inventory. Car key, cell phone.
Brian's last text message said, "Get me out of this grave. Say nothing. Be careful. Killer's waiting for you at X."
Okay, so he's still alive inside of the grave? Was he being buried alive or something?
I parked my car at the entrance to the cemetery. But if Brian's message is right, I'd better not.
Okay.
It's filled with ashes. Human ashes, no. Brian gave them to me as a gift one evening.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's go, I guess, to the Esplanade. What is an Esplanade, anyways? That's just what this area is? It's called an Esplanade? Sounds Spanish.
A few more graves, brick wall, more graves.
Okay, so what else can I do here?
These are the most luxurious digs in this bone pot. There's a bit of everything. A backpack, tape recorder, a Ouija board,
Dried out lemon.
dried out lemon. I bet that flashlight could be useful. But Brian always says that when you find things like... Agatha, does that flashlight...
I just changed the batteries yesterday.
Yep, take the flashlight.
Well, that proves Brian's first law.
That could be useful.
No, this is not where Brian was buried alive.
Okay, so Brian was buried alive. Oh god. Okay. There is a place that apparently was pretty hard to see, right? Or something like that. That's not here, though. Yeah, okay. I think it was outside. I think it was in... Yeah, there was a place I think I might need the flashlight for that. She said it was like too hard to see or something. Let's go back there. Let's go to the service cul-de-sac. Yeah, I think it was here. Let's use that flashlight.
Agatha was a real sweetheart.
Okay, get it. Use it here. Read it.
To he who has stolen the flowers from my granny's grave. If I find you, the flowers are going on to your grave, you big weenie. No way.
That was it? That was all?
Organ player seeks employment for burials, funerals, religious services for the deceased, and divorces. Entertainment for birthday parties, too.
Okay, there's nothing good there, just...
So...
Okay, flashlight time.
Okay, let's see what it's about. Yikes. Could it be any spookier? It's a list of names with the dates and places of birth and death and the location of the person's grave.
That did not help me anything. Okay, well, don't know what to do then. Actually, there was like a little box up there too, right? What was that? I see a little box up here. But can't get it.
Way too high.
Right. Interesting. We can use the strap?
That doesn't sound too...
No, I can't. Well, anyways, this is Runaway 3. It reminds me a lot of Broken Sword, actually. Maybe because I'm playing as a girl right now. I chose a guy at the beginning of the game, though. Maybe he'll come later, but at least for this part of the game, the beginning of the game, you're playing as a girl. And she does remind me of the protagonist from Broken Sword, so yeah, a bit sassy. Anyways, I think if you guys like Broken Sword, you might like Runaway 3. It's and Runaway 1, of course, but it's a bit different in style from Runaway 1. But yeah, I would say it's maybe even it's closer to Broken Sword than it is to Runaway 1, I mean. So, anyways, Runaway 3, not bad. I think I still like Runaway 1 better, but this just seems like kind of like a Broken Sword type game, like kind of a clone of Broken Sword, but it's okay. You know, not too bad. Anyways, that's it, guys. Runaway 3, thanks for watching.